When visiting a new destination, one of the activities we do the most is going to museums or archaeological sites to learn more about the place we are visiting. That is why in today's video, we are going to tell you how to save money and time when visiting museums in Turkey. So let's go right to the point. So here in Turkey, there are 5 different types of museum passes that you can use depending on the region and the city that you're visiting. And depending on the one that you consider that it might be more suitable for you is the one that you can purchase. So let's start with the first one. And of course, we're going to start with the one that you can use in Istanbul. And this one is called the Museum Pass Istanbul. With the Museum Pass Istanbul, you can visit up to 13 museums in the city, including Topkapi Palace, Rumeli Fortress, archaeological museums, Galata Tower, and many others. This museum pass, you will have to pay only 360 liras per person, and it will be valid for a full 5 days. If you're wondering where you can buy these passes, then you just need to go to any of the ticket offices where the museum pass is accepted, like Topkapi Palace, Galata Tower, or even some other exclusive places for selling these cards just next to Hagia Sophia. Any of these passes that you purchase will allow you to skip the line, especially in the ticket offices. As you can see behind me right now, there are so many people waiting just to buy the tickets. So you will have the benefit just to go straight to the main entrance. But it will not allow you to skip the lines in the checkpoints. So even as you just saw a few moments ago, there was a huge line just to check your things and your stuff. So you will have to get in line just as any other person as well. If you want to skip the huge lines at the main entrance of the palace, then follow this little tip that I give you as a local. Just go to Gülhane Park, which is next to the tram line and behind Hagia Sophia. There you'll find another entrance to the palace, which most of the time is totally empty. The next museum pass will be Museum Pass Cappadocia, and with this one you can visit up to 10 museums in the region. It will be valid for only 3 days and you will have to pay 230 Turkish liras per person. Just to mention a couple of museums so you can have an idea where you can enter, it will be Göreme Open Air Museum, Ihlara Valley, Selve, and Paşabağ. If you're wondering where you can buy the Museum Pass Cappadocia, then you can acquire it at any ticket office from any museum where it is accepted in Cappadocia. In Istanbul, you can only get it from the airport. Actually, there is one museum as well where the Museum Pass is accepted, and you can only get it from there if you are in Istanbul. But any other place like Topkapi Palace or archaeological museums here in Istanbul, you can only get the one for all Turkey and Istanbul, not the others. Our next museum pass will be the Museum Pass the Mediterranean, and with this one you can visit more than 40 museums in the Mediterranean region. With this one you can visit any museum and archaeological site that belong to the Ministry of Culture and Tourism of Alanya, Antalya, Adana, Mersin, and Denizli. Just to give you a few examples of all of the museums and archaeological sites that you can visit in this region will be the archaeological site of Olympos, Phaselis, Alanya Castle, Side, and many others. Just as any of the other museum passes that we have explained to you already, you can also acquire these ones at any of the archaeological sites or museums where this one is accepted in Adana, Mersin, Alanya, Antalya, or Denizli. For this pass, you will need to pay only 360 liras per person, and the validity will be for 7 days. In case you are visiting other provinces such as Izmir, Muğla, or even Denizli, you can use another different card. And this one is the Museum Pass, the Aegean. This one, just as the Mediterranean, it will be also valid for 7 days. The cost is 360 liras per person, and with that, you can also visit more than 40 museums and archaeological sites. Just as an example of the museums that you can visit, these will be Ephesus, Pamukkale, Laodicea, Aphrodisias, Hierapolis, and many others. Just to let you know, Denizli, if you visit, for example, Pamukkale, Hierapolis, Laodicea, those ones are already included on both museum passes, the Mediterranean and the Aegean. And why is this? Because Denizli is quite reachable and very easy to go either from Antalya or from Muğla and Izmir. So that is why it is included on both. And finally, the last museum pass that you can buy when visiting any museum in Turkey will be Museum Pass Turkiye. With this one, you will be able to visit more than 300 museums all around Turkey, and that includes any region in the country. Let's say the Aegean, Mediterranean, Marmaras, Eastern Anatolia, or Southeast Turkey. This one you can buy it anywhere in the country, including Istanbul, at any museum where the museum pass are accepted. It will be valid for 15 days and it will cost 600 liras per person. This pass we exclusively recommend it to those who really want to visit tons of museums and archaeological sites all around Turkey, and of course if you are visiting different provinces in the country. We're going to be leaving the official links of the sites where you can purchase these museum passes and where you can also get all the information that you need. We're going to be sharing them in the description box of this video and the pinned comment. Also, make sure to go and check directly on these websites for the updated feeds of each museum pass. Why is this? Because every certain time the prices are updated. So maybe within months or even a year, these prices might not be the same. So that is why I'm telling you just to go directly to the official websites and check directly there for the fees. Also on the website, you will be able to check the full list of all of the museums that you can visit for each region. Also, in case that you are already living in Turkey and you have a valid work permit or residence permit, which is called ikamet, you can also obtain this museum pass Turkiye for only 60 liras, and it will be valid for a whole year and it will be valid in any museum in Turkey. The only thing that you have to do is go to any ticket office of any of these museums, give your ikamet, your residence permit, and they will give it right away. Only 60 liras per person, and it will even have your photograph on it. And as a conclusion, in case that you were wondering, or still if you're not sure if you should get these museum passes or not, well, it depends on each person, because if you really like visiting many museums in one city or different regions, including archaeological sites, then it is worth buying it. But if you are going to visit only one or two museums, then I will suggest you instead paying for the ticket for each place. So just make like a little list of all of those museums and places or archaeological sites that you would like to visit for sure, and then you can just get the price for each one of them, and if it's really worth buying it or getting your tickets like apart. And before we finish our video, once again, I would love to thank to each one of our Patreons and YouTube members who are giving us that extra support in creating content for more videos. And this last week, we received new Patreons, and thank you so much for that. In case that you want to join our memberships and get the special benefits that we have for members only, such as itineraries and more personalized consultation before your trip to Turkey, then you can go check them out. We are going to be sharing the links in our description box and pinned comment as well. So we will see you all in the next video, and don't forget to subscribe and give it a like in this video. Bye bye!